Okay, everyone, welcome back to Navajo Tea Time. This is kind of us just voice over the footage that we got during our makeover, which was before the interview with Ahsaki and Christine. And we just kind of wanted to talk directly to our audience because I know these next couple of episodes will be us with interviews and talking to different people, so we don't really address the audience that much in these next few videos that are coming out. I just thought it would be really important for us to share what our goals are for this next year with Navajo Tea Time with our viewers. So I think our main goal is to be able to be monetized. And so that means getting to 1,000 subscribers. Last year we got to 500 subscribers, and so we kind of want to double that and get to 1,000 subscribers so we can monetize our videos. We also would like to have more guests on our channel, so check on that. It's already a goal that we've met, is we've already had so many amazing guests in these first few months. Our final goal is trying to create a way to be more sustainable with our merch system. Right now we've just kind of been pay as we go, not really setting up a really good system to make it sustainable for us and more accessible to our viewers. So those are kind of our goals this year with Navajo Tea Time.
Yep, all worthy goals. And I'm really excited about it too because at the beginning of the year, one thing that people have been asking me is, what do you guys plan to do? What are your hopes this year? And I told them, I really want us to get to 1,000 subscribers, not just to be monetized, but also just to grow our reach. I think, we put a couple years into this, and it's cool to meet more people and it's cool to have more opportunities, and I'm really loving all of our collaborations. So I'm excited to have guests on this year.
Christine felt very nervous before, the shoot, and I feel like us being able to have the makeover before filming and before the interview, she definitely opened up to us on a personal level, and I feel like that was just the best way to do interviews, is trying to connect to the people on a personal level and be more personal before the interview, and then just letting her talk and say what she wanted to say without, it being uncomfortable, because we were just like having a regular conversation.
As opposed to just like jumping into the interview and having, throwing all these fastballs at them. Because I think some of them were, I know there was some apprehension about a couple topics, but we were able to still hit those topics after, we had all warmed up to one another and become more familiar.
Yeah, definitely letting someone play with your hair is a great icebreaker.
Hmm.
I had no idea who Northern Arizona Glam Squad was before doing
Hmm.
this makeover, before Adrian introduced me to them. I usually cut my own hair at home, and for the past like year and a half, I've been trying not to cut my hair. I've been trying to grow it out a little longer for some things coming up with my family. I might need to put my hair in a skaith, and it needs to be longer for that. I would definitely go back for some of their services. I really did like the way she did my hair. Maybe for a cut and trim or something, like maybe afterwards when I don't need to keep my hair longer anymore, get some really interesting or fun style done. I think I first heard about Ah-Shi Beauty when we were doing the NWEAZ, the Native Women Entrepreneurs of America's
Hmm.
third gathering, and they had
Hmm.
her as a panel speaker in that whole event. So that's when I first heard about her and heard her name. So we were again at another NWAZ meeting in Tuba this time, and Ahsaki was there, and me and Adrian were both there, and we walk in, and then she's like, "You guys are from Navajo Tea Time." And then after the meeting, we kind of got into like what we all do for our own work, and then she heard I was a media production company, and she's like, "Oh, cool! I have this big idea for like documenting the start of my business on creating the shop in Window Rock and the shop in Gallup." So we did a little collab for her grand openings for both of her shops. It was just
Oh, I
really,
see.
yeah, it was just really fun to see her and her whole family get into the everything, and just
Hmm.
how close knit her and her sister are with creating the business. Like her sister goes with her everywhere to all these business meetings, and so
Hmm.
that's pretty cool to see.
She was there with us at the salon.
Yeah, she was the one who got us the coffees and everything.
I know. She's cool.
I really like their mascara. Because I usually just do eye makeup. I almost never
Hmm.
do anything else.
Mm,
But I
I see.
really did like the I don't know if it was foundation or if it was just like a BB cream or something they put on my face for the photo
Hmm.
shoot. Because I don't use foundation because like I tan very well and I like I don't know detan very well, so my skin's always a different color depending on how much time I spend outside, and so it's really hard for me to pick a specific foundation to use long term. But it felt really nice on my skin. I
Hmm.
know
It
sometimes
did, huh?
foundation can feel like cakey or like there's a whole nother layer on your face, but it felt really nice and
Hmm.
hydrating. For Ahsaki, she has such a like I don't want to say bubbly personality because it's not really bubbly, but it's a positive energy I can get behind because usually when people are overly positive, it just feels negative to me in a weird way. But she has a very positive energy that feels natural and normal, and she's very inspiring to me. Like some of the things she's gone through and just the positive outlook she has on her life and the life she envisions for everyone in her community, on her tribe. I always just feel like getting up and going and doing stuff when I hear her talk.
I know she is. She'd be a really great motivational speaker, I think. She's got that like that energy, that makes you want to, like you said, get up and do something, be a part of something bigger.
And for me, it doesn't feel like fake or forced. This is just who she is. Because I've heard some other like positive, quote unquote, positive people talk, and it always just feels,
Hmm.
I don't know, it feels like fake sugar, like that bad
Yeah.
aftertaste.
Hmm.
She's definitely not that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely like an authenticity to who she is as an individual that I think translates over to everything that she's doing. It's like, remember when we were talking with her, she was saying that, like, I know you're not supposed to use your own product, but I do. Let
Oh,
me
right.
try.
It's like you're not supposed to sample your own products, but I just love my coffee. Asha Beauty. I think she has a couple of products at Macy's online now, so you can buy and
Oh,
order her products
yeah.
from Macy's. We'll have the links to those in down below in the description.
I've been going to Northern Arizona Glam Squad probably close to 10 years now. So I booked an appointment and I loved it immediately. So I've been going there for a long time now. And so it's been even after I moved, that's the only place I go now to get my hair done. I really like Christine's attention to detail. She always does a really good job. The people she works with, she trains them very well, so they're very thorough. They give great customer service, and the vibe there is really nice. I mean, it's a very laid back environment, good music. And when Christine is the person who's doing my hair, she and I always have the best conversations. So I really feel comfortable going there, and I love supporting a native owned business. I've had a number of services done there, but I really love the color services. So when my hair was short or longer, I would always get the biolage treatment, and so I believe that's what it's called. But it's this like really beautiful hair color treatment. It gives your hair a lot of depth or something. You know what I mean? It doesn't look all flat. So yeah, I love the color treatment, but I've also got tanning treatments there too. That's really good. During the summer, like if I'm going to go on a trip or if I know I'm going to be on video or film, I started going over there as kind of like a guinea pig while when she was training some of her new employees. She would offer these treatments and she'd be like, "Hey, I need a volunteer, someone's going to be learning how to do spray tans." And I would always volunteer. So I'd go over there and get these like free treatments, but I was kind of a guinea pig, and the she would be guiding the clients on the spray tan services. Well, Christine's a really cool person. She's very like youthful, she's very funny, and her team is really good at what they do. Like they're well trained. Northern Arizona Glam Squad, they are based in Flagstaff, Arizona, native owned business. It does support small business development. It's also a family business. So I think that for those who are interested in, who care about those values and care about supporting businesses like that, I think that's a really great option. And they offer a number of really great services, including, beyond hair, like cuts, colors. They also do spray tanning, lash extensions, hair extensions, things like that. So it's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. I mean, when Usha Beauty hit the scene, it was like the biggest thing to come because I never heard of a native owned or not Navajo operated business that was like in the beauty industry. So when I first heard about this new company that was hitting the scene, I was really excited about it. And the story that came along and the individual who's linked to it, who's Ahsaki, I was just like, oh my goodness, the way she talks about the company and the quality of product that she offers was so amazing. So I heard about it first, just kind of like it was blowing on the wind, eh? And then I saw it over social media, and then there were some stories about it. But I think like when she hit the scene, everybody was talking about it. So it seemed like everybody I knew was amazed at. They were curious about it. They were like, a chef, it was also one of the first times that I heard like a beauty company use Navajo in the language. So that was pretty cool. And my sister actually was the first person to buy the makeup. And she was like, you got to try it. It's really good. I keep buying the foundation. The HD foundation is my absolute favorite. I also love the pressed powder. Oh my goodness, it is so good. And the color match is perfect. When I got color matched at the salon, it was so perfect. And I love the product because it keeps my skin healthy and radiant. I've never broken out using it. It literally, when I wear that makeup, my skin looks like it did when I was in high school. And no makeup has ever sat on my skin like that. So when I ran out of the product and I was wanted before I was able to purchase more, I was kind of in a pinch because I was traveling. So I purchased some MAC makeup. I was like, well, everyone says MAC is a super great company, right? And I bought it and it was nice to have sunscreen in it and everything, but I feel like it kind of ages me. So I don't know what it is about the HD formula, but it keeps my skin like hydrated, soft, supple. It never clogs my pores and it never dries out, pills or cakes. That's my absolute favorite. The lipstick is also really nice too. It's very luxurious. So those are the products I buy over and over again. I think one fun fact that I found about Asaki is that in addition to being this like beauty mogul that she's aspiring to be, this trailblazer. She's also like comes from a family of farmers. They have like I've seen pictures of her in New York City or Houston, all over the place, right? She's like in her big boots and heels and looking all super glam. And then I see her throwing bales of hay at home and herding sheep and butchering. And I'm like, dang, this girl, she's so diverse in that way. And I love that about her. So I think that's a fun fact about her. She's very, very down to earth. She really does know what it takes to live and thrive on the res. And I think that's what makes her very unique and strong as a business person. I really loved the big hair. I liked how Christine styled it so huge. It was fun and funny and new and different. And I was like, man, I wish I could do this to my hair every day, but I don't have the time to do it. So, but I like the hair. I love the makeup. The makeup sat really good on my face all day. And it's funny because every time I wear Usher Beauty makeup, I never want to wash my face at the end of the day. But I know I have to.
I feel like my makeup for that day wasn't what I usually do. I know I usually have like a more darker, dramatic eye, and like Adrian said, Asiki was doing with like a more soft look, and like my first reaction was like, I look very sweet. It was like a weird dissociation of like that's not really my face, but everyone else said I looked pretty, and like it wasn't a bad look. It just didn't feel like me. But like I
Mhm.
said, I loved the way she pinned my hair up, and I have like all the bobby pins at my house. Sometimes when you think of like salons, you don't think of like, oh, I can just get my hair done and go to a formal event. It's always like, oh, it has to be like a cut or a color or something like that. And it's not like, oh,
Mhm.
prom's starting, I should go to like the salon and get my hair done. So
Mhm.
that's just one thing. And they do makeup too, right? So you could get like your hair and makeup done before prom so you don't have to do it
Yes.
yourself. I wish that was something I knew in high school. So if I knew you could
Mhm.
just go to a salon and get your hair done and like your makeup done before an event like that, I probably would have done that more. Or like, like for
Mhm.
photos or like senior photos or something.
I agree. I mean, me and my best friend, we always did each other's hair and makeup, and so I think we did a pretty good job. But it was not at a professional level. I think if I could have afforded it, I definitely would have used the service when I was younger. I would just like to encourage people to check out both of these companies. Purchase the makeup, try the HD foundation. You're gonna love it. Try the mascara. Um, and I think that, if you really want to support small business, um, in a real way, this is a way you can do it, by setting an appointment, go get your hair done, things like that. I mean, I think like oftentimes we talk about how we want things to change, but sometimes we don't. make the moves to actually make that happen. So I think giving people a way, giving people options and saying, hey, this is how you can help, or this is how you can support, or this is how you can really put some action behind your words.
You witnessed police pulling over cars.
If you got to slap a senator, you slap a senator. Incorporating language and cultural aspects into who's your celebrity crush? Pass. It's at a point where you're just like, what am I doing?